So the role of the arts in my treatment has been huge. It's played a huge part in my life in helping me to maintain reasonable health and just in my life in general. In secondary school, my love for art and creativity was squashed somewhat with all the judgment that you get in classes. But when I went to college, I did a photography course, which really awakened that creativity, showing me I don't need to be able to draw the perfect tree to be able to express myself creatively. So art and drama therapy also had a massive impact on me. I didn't engage well with mental health services as a child or teenager at all, but when I began art and drama therapy, I was really able to begin to identify and explore my thoughts and my feelings. It's always been a bit of a chaotic, swirly mess inside me that has been really difficult to make sense of. But having external images or objects out that I can look at to represent what's going on in the inside has really helped me. And that can sometimes be known as making sense of chaotic mental states. Art and drama therapy has also really helped me to connect with my emotions and to stay with them. And that's something that I've always struggled with a lot as well. Avoidance being a big thing, which is something that a lot of people with BPD can struggle with, can often go from one way to the other, from one extreme to the other. But for me, avoidance has been a big issue. So being able to stay with the emotions and repair that disconnect and validate my own emotions has been huge. It's also helped me to be able to express myself and share my feelings much more easily, and it felt so much more safe. It can enable me to have a starting point to discuss how I'm feeling as well, and also offers external validation when others are able to see how you're feeling when it's been locked up inside for so long. And then to be able to get the help and support that you need because you're not keeping it hidden. So yeah, I still use a lot of those techniques that I've learned through art therapy and drama therapy in my own treatment and recovery. So the next part of my journey was working abroad. So I worked in Australia for a while in Perth, and as part of a course, creative arts course that I did there, we went to Jordan and we ran some art sessions for children in an orphanage there. And one child drew an image that I thought was a prison. I assumed it was. It looks like a prison. But he told us through an interpreter that it was a drawing of his home. And that was really powerful and really hit home with me the impact that art can have. The next part of my journey was at university, where I did a degree called Creative Expressive Therapies. So that course focuses on the creative expressive model, which is focusing on the positive aspects of the self rather than in art therapy exploring the difficulties and our struggles. So it's not art therapy. You have to be to do a master's in art therapy to be an art therapist. So it is different from that. As part of the course, though, I did in my placement at Bernardo's, where we facilitated creative workshops for children and young people. And my dissertation focused on how exhibiting art that's created by those with mental health difficulties can raise awareness and reduce stigma. So yeah, that was really cool. And whilst I was at uni, I also helped with putting on some art exhibitions and producing some films about eating disorders. That was with a local eating disorders charity to raise awareness of them. So unfortunately, after the second year of my degree, around that time I became quite ill with my eating disorder, and I ended up spending about 11 months in hospital. I was diagnosed with BPD during that time and was quite shocked to discover the negative attitudes that were suddenly there around me just since having a BPD diagnosis. I also found out quite quickly that there was a distinct lack of treatment available for those of us with BPD. But on a positive, I was able to use the arts as emotional expression, and a way of communicating with staff there, as well as using kind of arts and crafts as a way to distract myself and have some relaxation during what was quite a stressful time.